All right, welcome everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive on, well, manifestation. You know, that whole idea of thinking your way to your dream life.
Ah, manifestation.
Exactly. We're pulling from a YouTube script for this one, a podcast called Mindset Mastery, and they lay out a pretty detailed process. They even include a success story, someone who actually manifested their dream house. So pretty intriguing stuff.
Sounds promising.
Yeah. But, it's easy to be skeptical. Can we really manifest our dream lives just by thinking about it?
Well, the script makes a good point right off the bat. They say manifestation isn't some kind of magic. It's more about aligning your thoughts and feelings with your actions to get what you want.
So not just wishing and hoping, but actually kind of putting it out there in the world.
Exactly. Like, think of it as setting your intention and then actually taking those steps to make it happen.
Okay, I like that. So where do we even begin with this whole aligning thing?
Well, the script breaks it down into three key principles. You've got the law of attraction, clarity, and emotional alignment.
Okay, so the law of attraction, that's the like attracts like, right?
Okay.
If you're constantly focusing on the negative, you just get more negativity.
Right, but it goes a bit deeper than that. It's like you're emitting a certain energy, and you attract similar energy back. The script actually compares it to tuning into a radio frequency. You attract what you're tuned into.
So if I'm tuned into a station playing, I don't know, stress and anxiety,
Yeah.
we're going to get more stress and anxiety.
Pretty much. That's why they talk a lot about gratitude. Being grateful actually raises your frequency, so you start attracting abundance.
So it's not just wishful thinking. It's about shifting your mindset to attract the good stuff.
Exactly. Then there's clarity. You can't just be like, I want a better life. The universe needs specifics.
So instead of better life, maybe like, I want to travel the world and write a novel.
Now you're talking. The more specific, the better. The script uses the example of, I want a fulfilling job versus, I want to be a senior graphic designer at a remote first company by 2025.
Okay, that makes sense. You're basically giving the universe a detailed order. But what if, even though I have that specific goal, deep down, I don't believe it's possible?
That's where emotional alignment comes in. The script warns against saying, I'm rich while stressing over your bills. Your emotions are sending mixed signals there.
Right, because your actions are saying something totally different.
Exactly. You got to feel it, really believe that what you want is already happening.
Wow, okay. So we've got our three principles: law of attraction, clarity, and emotional alignment. And now what?
Well, now we get to the 5-step manifestation process they lay out. It starts with, you guessed it, setting your intention.
Okay, so setting your intention, and they specifically say to write it down, right? And to use I am statements, like, I am living my dream life.
Exactly. I am. Statements are powerful because you're claiming it as a present reality, not something in the future.
So not, I will be happy, but I am happy.
Exactly. It's like you're stepping into the identity of the person you want to become.
Oh, I get it. It's not just stating a wish, it's shifting how you see yourself. But what's next?
Next is visualization. They recommend 5 minutes a day, just picturing your goal with all 5 senses.
So more than just seeing it, you're like feeling it, smelling it, hearing it, the whole experience.
Exactly. The script says the more senses you engage, the more your brain believes it's real, which makes it more likely to happen.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all works together. But honestly, a part of me still thinks, can simply imagining something really make it happen?
Well, they address that too. They say visualization preps you, gets you aligned, but then you got to take action when the opportunity shows up.
So it's two-way street. The universe sends opportunities, but you got to be ready to grab them.
Exactly. And, all this inner work needs to be backed up by action. That's what they keep emphasizing.
Okay, so that makes sense. What's the next step after visualization?
Affirmations.
Hmm.
Those positive statements you repeat to reprogram your subconscious, I am attracting amazing opportunities.
Oh, I've heard of those. But honestly, they always seemed a bit, I don't know, too simplistic. Like just saying, I am wealthy will make me wealthy.
They address that misconception head on. It's not about wishing. It's about shifting your beliefs from, I'll never be rich, to, I am capable of creating wealth.
Oh, okay. So it's about changing your self-talk, basically, not just saying some magic words.
Right. It's about retraining your brain to believe in yourself and attract those opportunities. And then comes the, kind of fun part, acting as if.
Acting as if. What does that even mean?
It means aligning your behavior with your desired reality, like dressing for the job you want even before you get it. Or if you want to be a famous author, maybe setting up a writing space, even if you haven't published anything yet.
Oh, interesting. So kind of playing the role even before the curtain goes up.
Precisely. It's about embodying that future self. And finally, we reach the most, I think, challenging step, letting go.
Letting go. But wait, how do you let go of something you really, really want? Isn't that like giving up?
Not at all. It's about releasing the need to control every little thing. They compare it to planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust the process.
Okay, that's a good analogy. So it's
Yeah.
like I've set the intention, I'm visualizing, affirming, taking action. But now I got to trust the universe to do its thing.
Exactly. You've done your part, now let it go and watch it grow.
This is all making a lot more sense now. But I have to ask, do they have any proof that this stuff actually works?
They do. They share a story about a listener named Sarah who used these steps to manifest her dream home.
Right, tell me everything. Did she win the lottery or something?
Not quite. She visualized herself in her dream home, like really vividly. She even saved $1 a day, just as a tangible symbol of her commitment to the goal.
Wow. It sounds like she was putting in the work, not just daydreaming.
Exactly. She decluttered her current house to make room for the new one, and within a year, she was holding the keys to her dream home.
No way. That's incredible. It really does seem like Sarah's story shows how powerful these steps can be when you put them into practice.
Absolutely, it's inspiring. Yeah.
Definitely. But I'm sure people are also thinking, okay, this sounds great, but what about when it doesn't work? What are some of the common mistakes people make with manifestation?
Oh, they get into that too, and they highlight a few really important ones.
All right, let's hear it. What can trip us up on this manifestation journey?
Well, one big one is impatience, trying to rush the timeline, basically. Remember, the universe works on its own schedule.
So patience is key. Got it.
Yeah.
What else?
Another big one is focusing on what you don't have, what's lacking. Dwelling on that just attracts more lack.
It's like that saying, what you resist persists.
Yeah.
So focusing on gratitude is important here.
Exactly. Shift that focus to what you do have, what you're grateful for, and then there's the mistake of, well, skipping the work.
Right. It's not just sitting on your couch visualizing $1 million. You got to be actively working towards that goal.
Exactly. Aligned action is key. And finally, they recommend journaling.
Journaling. What's that got to do with manifestation?
It helps uncover subconscious blocks, those limiting beliefs that might be sabotaging your efforts without you even realizing it.
Oh, that makes sense. Like, if deep down I don't believe I deserve success, it's going to be hard to manifest it.
Exactly. Journaling can help bring those hidden beliefs to the surface so you can address them.
This is all so interesting. It feels like we've only just scratched the surface of this whole manifestation thing.
We definitely have. It's a deep topic for sure. But hopefully we've given our listeners a good foundation.
Absolutely. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay, I'm listening.
Based on everything we've talked about today, if you were to start practicing manifestation today, what one small action would you take to align with your desired outcome?
That's a powerful question. Something for everyone to ponder.
Exactly. We'll be back with part 2 of our deep dive soon, so stay tuned.
Welcome back. Ready to explore some more of these manifestation secrets?
Absolutely. We covered those 3 key principles, the 5 steps, but I feel like there's so much more to unpack here.
Definitely. One thing that really stuck with me from that mindset mastery script was the idea of shifting your self-concept, not just your circumstances.
Right. It's not just about wishing for a different life. It's about actually becoming the kind of person who lives that life.
Exactly. It's about aligning your inner world with the outer world. And they really emphasize the importance of thoughts and beliefs.
So if I want to manifest a thriving business, I need to start thinking and acting like a successful entrepreneur, even if I'm just starting out.
Exactly. Embracing that mindset, the habits, even how you present yourself. It's like they say, dress for the job you want, but for your entire life, I guess.
I love that. It's like you're giving yourself a sneak peek of that dream life.
Yeah.
But what about doubt? Even if I'm doing all the right things, what if those doubts just creep in?
Well, they're pretty realistic about that. They say doubt is normal, it's human. It's not about eliminating it completely. It's more about choosing to focus on your vision despite those doubts.
So it's more about managing doubt, not letting it control you. It's about having faith in the process, even when you can't see the results yet.
Exactly. And they make a really important distinction between positive thinking and genuine belief. Positive thinking alone isn't enough. You got to cultivate that deep conviction that what you want is possible.
It's not just putting on a happy face. It's about aligning your heart and mind with your goals, really feeling it on a deeper level.
Absolutely. And one of the most powerful ways to cultivate that belief is through, consistent action. They're really big on this. It's not about just sitting back and wishing for things to happen.
Right. We talked about that earlier, how important action is. But sometimes it's hard to know what action to take. It can feel overwhelming.
They talk about paying attention to your intuition, like following those little nudges and breadcrumbs the universe throws your way.
Oh, interesting. So it's about being open to receiving guidance, even if it comes in unexpected ways.
Exactly. Trusting that as you align with your desired outcome, those opportunities will start to appear.
It's like the universe is saying, hey, I'm here to help, but you got to meet me halfway.
I like that.
Yeah.
Meeting the universe halfway. And that also means being patient. They're very clear about that.
Right. The universe doesn't always operate on our timeline. Sometimes things take time to unfold.
Exactly. And that's where letting go becomes crucial. They say obsessing over the how and the when actually creates resistance. It blocks the manifestation process.
So it's about surrendering to the timing of the universe, trusting that what's meant for you will arrive at the perfect moment.
Exactly. It's a tough one, but it's about trusting the journey, even when you can't see the destination yet.
That's deep. It takes a lot of faith. And speaking of uncovering those deeper layers, the script also talks about self-awareness and using journaling as a tool.
Yes. They suggest journaling to kind of dig into those subconscious blocks that might be holding you back.
Right, we talked about that earlier. Sometimes those limiting beliefs are hidden, even from ourselves. But how does journaling help with that?
Well, it helps you explore your inner landscape. By writing down your thoughts and feelings, you might start to see patterns, like maybe self-sabotaging behaviors or beliefs that are blocking your manifestations.
It's like shining a light on those dark corners of your mind. You might be surprised by what you find.
Exactly. And once you become aware of those limiting beliefs, you can start to challenge them and replace them with something more empowering.
So it's not just about writing down our dreams and desires, but also about being honest with ourselves about what's holding us back.
Precisely. Aligning your subconscious mind with your conscious desires. And for that, affirmations can be really helpful.
Oh, right. We talked about those before. They really can play a key role in shifting those deep-seated beliefs, can't they?
They can. The script suggests using affirmations that directly address those limiting beliefs. So, like, if you have a belief around money, like, I'm not good with money, you could counter that with, I am abundant and attract wealth easily.
So it's about consciously choosing thoughts that support the reality you want to create.
Exactly. And the more you repeat those affirmations, the more they sink in, the more you start to believe them.
It's like retraining your brain, creating new pathways.
Yeah.
And as those pathways get stronger, you naturally start attracting experiences that align with those beliefs.
You got it. And, one thing that really struck me was that they emphasize manifestation being a journey, not just a destination.
That's so true. It's not just about achieving a goal and then stopping. It's about constantly growing, evolving, and expanding your vision.
Exactly. It's a lifelong practice, really, and I think that's what makes it so exciting.
I agree. It's a constant process of self-discovery and creation. It's not about reaching a finish line. It's about enjoying the journey.
Well said. And it's a journey we can all choose to embark on.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with another question to ponder.
Okay, shoot.
What limiting belief, or maybe even a fear, is holding you back from fully embracing the power of manifestation?
That's a great question, one worth exploring.
Welcome back, everyone. I feel like we've covered so much ground already in this deep dive on manifestation, from the basic principles to those deeper mindset shifts. But I'm really excited for this final part where we focus on the practical stuff.
Me too. I always love getting to the actionable takeaways.
Exactly. So for our listener out there who's ready to start putting this into practice, where do we begin?
Well, the Mindset Mastery script is all about starting with a super clear intention. Remember how we talked about how vague goals just don't cut it?
Right. Like saying, I want a better life isn't going to give the universe much to work with.
Exactly. You got to be specific. Like,
Yeah.
instead of just more money, maybe it's, I'm earning 6 figures doing work I love, or I own my dream home in the mountains. Get detailed.
And then write it down, right, using those I am statements.
Exactly. That's key. When you write it down as I am, you're declaring it as your current reality, not something off in the future.
It's a powerful shift in perspective for sure. I've been trying it myself, and it feels so much more, well, real, I guess, than just a wish.
Totally. And once you have that crystal clear intention, then you can really bring it to life with visualization.
Ah, visualization. That's where we get to use all five senses, right?
Exactly. It's not just seeing it in your mind's eye. It's about feeling it, hearing it, smelling it. Like if you're visualizing that mountain home, imagine the crisp mountain air, the crackling fire, make it a full sensory experience.
The more real you make it, the more your brain starts to believe it's possible.
Exactly. And, speaking of the subconscious mind, don't forget about those affirmations.
Right, affirmations. Those positive statements we can use to reprogram our thinking.
Exactly. It's like replacing that negative self-talk with something more empowering. And consistency is key here. Like if you find yourself constantly thinking, I'm not good enough, well, counteract that with, I am capable and worthy. Repeat it, believe it, and you'll start to see a shift.
So it's about consciously choosing thoughts that support your goals,
Yeah.
not the ones that sabotage you.
Right. It's like tending a garden. You got to pull out those weeds of negative self-talk and plant the seeds of positive beliefs.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
But remember, manifestation isn't just about this inner work. We got to take action too, right?
Absolutely. The script makes that super clear. It's not passive wishing. It's about taking aligned action, making choices that support your goals.
Right. So it's not just sitting on the couch visualizing $1 million. It's about taking steps to earn that $1 million.
Exactly. And they have a great analogy for this too. It's like paddling a canoe upstream. You got to put in the effort, but you can also trust the current to help you along.
I love that. It's about effort and surrender, working towards your goals, but also trusting the universe to guide you.
Right. And sometimes that means taking a leap of faith, like Sarah, the woman who manifested her dream home.
Ah, Sarah. Her story was so inspiring. She wasn't just dreaming, she was actively taking steps towards her goal.
Right. Saving money, decluttering her space. She was acting as if it was already hers.
And that's another crucial point, embracing the act as if principle.
Exactly. Living as if your desires are already manifested. If you want to be a writer, well, start writing every day, even if it's just for yourself.
It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Right. And as you do that, you'll probably start noticing little synchronicities, opportunities showing up that align with your vision.
It's like the universe is giving you a nudge in the right direction.
Exactly. And remember, this whole manifestation journey requires patience. Things might not happen overnight.
Right. We have to trust the process. The universe works on its own timeline.
And that's where letting go becomes so important. Don't get too hung up on the how and the when.
Just surrender to the flow, trust that it's all working out, even if you can't see it yet.
Exactly. It's about having faith in the unseen forces at play.
Wow, this has been such an amazing deep dive. We've covered so much.
Yeah.
But I think the key takeaway is that manifestation is about so much more than just wishing and hoping.
It's about aligning your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions with your desires. It's about trusting the process, taking inspired action, and believing in your own power to co-create the life you want.
Beautifully said. Remember, everyone, you have the power to manifest your dreams. It all starts with that first step, that first intention. So what will yours be? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into manifestation. We hope you feel inspired and empowered to start creating the life you truly desire. Until next time, keep those vibes high and those intentions even higher.